Hello, what's up, everybody? What do we got going on here? Come on now. Hold on. What's going on? All right. Oh, hold on a quick second. Hold on. I'm there, folks. I got to just put an SD card. We're coming to a blank studio. Don't fret. And that's a word we don't use often. Fret. Don't worry. I'll be there in a second. Hello, everybody. What's up? Jesus, Vegan Justice. Alien FX, what's up? Fabian, Jeremiah Steele, Nicholas. I can't say all the names. They're coming in too fast. Bernie's strongest performance by far. Yeah, I think he did well. I'm an Iowan Russian asset. Yeah. Hello from Pride City. What's up? Kawhi, LPS YouTube star. Go vegan. Right on. Edward Dunning. Hello. Hello, everybody. Awful Khan. What's up? Maui says, what's up? What's up, Maui? Jack. LaShawn Bennett. Bernie kind of slighted Nina. Yeah, I think. Did I miss any surreal bullshit? Yeah, I don't know. That was a weird moment. I'm going to be honest with you, everybody. Hello, my name is Graham Elwood. We are live here. Just got done watching the Democratic debate that was in New Hampshire. Really the only debate in New Hampshire and the last debate before the New Hampshire primary, which is Tuesday, I believe. Let's make sure. Yeah, Tuesday the 11th. So I will be in the studio with, I think Ron Pacone, if he's available, on starting at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday to go over the New Hampshire primary debates, results. I'm sorry, New Hampshire primary results. So the polling closes in New Hampshire. Some polls close at 7 and some polls close at 8. The last polls close at 8. So I will go live as soon as the polls close. Climate policy. All right. Okay. Let me bring up here we go. Yeah, let me bring this stuff up here real quick. Sorry. Yeah, I'm glad this debate didn't go the full 3 hours because they said it was going to go from 5 to 8. And I was like, oh, dude, come on. That's a lot. But 59,710 subscribers. I've been kind of stuck at like 59.6. And so let's really make sure you're subscribed to the show, everybody. YouTube is unsubscribing people, obviously, but we're really growing big on Rockfin, which is amazing. Yeah, and I posted when Warren was talking about race, I posted the thing how she said that she would be, the showing her her claiming on the bar that she was American Indian in 1986. And so I said, she lied her way to get into school. It's my understanding she lied about her application to get into undergrad and law school. It's my understanding, but maybe I'm wrong. And somebody said, Graham, you're lying about Warren, which is like, it's just so mystifying to me. This is the thing I don't understand about social media, right? So it's one thing to go, Graham, there's no evidence that she lied about her college application. If that's the case, and there is literally no, or there's an application of her applying to get into undergrad and she doesn't write American Indian on there, great. Then I'll just say, okay, she lied to get into the bar. So that's fine. But this person says, you're lying. And I just respond, show me some evidence. And then he gets all mad. Oh, you're getting your followers to come. This is the thing that drives me goddamn nuts about crybabies on the internet. I post something. You publicly disagree with me. Okay, fine. I don't yell and scream and insult you and say you're stupid and get all my followers to go against you. I just respond, no, I don't agree with you. Or in this case, I just said, show evidence. And then he's crying about it. Like, what a baby. What a baby. This is mind-boggling to me. This is like, somebody else did this on my Instagram. I posted a quote from Julian Assange saying his quote about how all wars are started with lies. And this one person said, he's a rapist. Why are you quoting a rapist? And I said, that's a CIA talking point. He's not a rapist. And I said, read Caitlin Johnstone or Susie Dawson's articles on this. And then she's like, were you there? How do you know he didn't? And I wrote back, were you there? How do you know he did? Again, read these people's articles. And then she direct messages me, Graham, you're toxic following and I have to unfollow you. You started this problem, dumbass. Like, you started this. I'm a public figure. I have a big following and I don't yell and scream and fuck you in all caps and everybody go. I don't do that with just people that say stuff. And I rarely respond to people that have small followings. I rarely do it. I usually only go after big blue check people. But I wasn't going after anybody. I was just saying, no, show me evidence. Here's some examples of why, and just no one wants to hear it. And then this guy's like, oh, classy. So I don't know if this guy is like trying to get you to, he's like, that's another thing I noticed. Some people with small followings attack people with big, or try to start fights rather with people with big followings because they'll hope that the person with the big following responds and then they pick up more followers. So I don't know if that's what this person was doing, but it was just like, God. And I thought this guy he was like, oh, Graham, I'm a fan of yours or whatever a while ago. And now he's just being a fucking a baby. So whatever. But wouldn't Elizabeth Warren have the right to ask for your evidence here? I think that's what for the record, did not feature a minority identification for her employment. For her employment. All right, I was first called a that is enough. So fair enough. I was called a liar and responded to ask for it. So she did put American Indian on her state bar license. So that is enough for me. I will add that. Here it is. Yeah, this kind of nitpicky shit, and maybe these guys are just trying to get more followers, but I don't know. This kind of nitpicky like if I'm wrong about her undergrad, fine. I think Warren is a fake progressive, and so I like. All right, this like guy's just being a punk. She really is. Don't be a Warren supporter. I just did a video how a bunch of women of color left her campaign in Nevada because they felt completely undervalued and they were marginalized. And some of them even used the term, I felt like I was tokenized. I was just brought in there to say, oh, gee, isn't Warren so diverse? So you know, you don't have to agree with me. I don't care. But then don't call me a liar. There's so many that as an undergrad. Okay, fine. I won't say that anymore. I will continue to show the license where she puts American Indian. In fact, I will show it for you all here right now. Warren is a fake progressive. She's not a real progressive. And her followers are just Democratic voters. They're not the, I mean, if they're just like diehards that can't handle it, I don't care. It's like, don't alienate people. It's such bullshit. It's just like, do you know how Trump won? He blew up the Republican Party. It's unbelievable. So this I'm going to show any chance I get because Warren is a liar. This isn't just like a difference in policy. This is a serious thing. This is a registration card where she put American Indian in 1986. She identifies in this I'm not sure when this was written, but this cookbook called Pow Wow Chow, which is kind of offensive. Elizabeth Warren, Cherokee. Right? She's a fake progressive, and her followers need to know this. I was like, oh, I wish Warren would run for president 5 years ago in 2015. But now that I know this is who she is, I'm not going to support her. And if she gets the nomination, I will not vote for her. Here's another reason I won't vote for her. Again, I know you can't hear this, but this is Trump a year ago at the State of the Union. This will never be a socialist country, Trump says. Pelosi claps, right? And then everyone starts, and you can't hear it in the video, but everybody's going, USA, USA. And then boom, there's Liz Warren standing up right there. So if me showing this alienates a Warren supporter, then I don't know what to tell you. Then you're just a delusional Clinton supporter. And a lot of Clinton people are now Warren people. So I don't care about offending the neoliberal identity politics of Clinton people. This is who she is. Tim Kaine stood like a bunch of she's not a progressive. I'm sorry. And then she lies about her. Can you imagine if Bernie lied? What if we found out, what if Bernie wasn't Jewish? And this whole time he's been lying. And his parents didn't, come survive the Holocaust or whatever, grandparents, whatever it was, I forget. But what if that didn't happen? There would be crazy mass outrage about this. White male privilege, and rightfully so. He's trying to seem more sympathetic, and he's a minority when he isn't. He's actually Irish or whatever. People would be incensed, and rightfully so. But why does Liz Warren get a pass? It makes no sense to me. Pete got caught lying, and Liz Warren lied again tonight. She lied again tonight. I'm so sick of this. She's a liar. She goes, Amy Klobuchar and I are the only ones on this stage who haven't taken money from billionaires. You're lying. Actually, Liz Warren has taken money from 6 billionaires. I did a video on it. Bernie has taken no money from billionaires. And Tulsi has taken no money from billionaires. Everybody else has. So I'm sick to death of this shit. Like, I just don't understand. And I don't care if the dumbass Warren supporters can't handle it, then go home. She's a capitalist and she was a Republican. I don't care if their little feelings get hurt. I really don't care. Yeah, Dave Anthony just wrote on Twitter, how come she continued to take up a slot for people of color on a faculty? That's a great point. Maybe the reason the application apparently at Rutgers had no box to check about your ethnicity. Had she been given that opportunity, she probably would have lied. It's like crazy. Yeah, and there's a separate. Yeah. Senator Warren. No. She's lied, man. She's not to be. Yeah. The other thing Warren did 3 years ago, and she told those bankers, I'm gonna murmur. She told the head of Wells Fargo, who was busted for creating fake accounts, for committing fraud. He should be in federal prison right now. And she yelled and screamed at him and then did nothing. Just let him walk out of there. And he got a $134 million severance plan. She's a fake minority. Yeah. This is another article right here. Harvard must set the record straight on Elizabeth Warren. Let's bring this up here. Harvard must set the record straight on Elizabeth Warren. Oh, these stupid ads pop up. In 1993, Harvard Law School offered Warren a highly coveted tenured professor job. The record is clear how she obtained the offer. Harvard had been the subject of discrimination lawsuit at the time regarding its hiring practices, and the school was openly trying to hire women and people of color at its law school. 1993, we're going to go back through. We got to spell it out here. Okay. 1986, she identifies an American Indian as a state of Bar, Texas on a registration card in 1986. So then in 1993, she gets a job at Harvard Law School. Warren didn't begin her job until 95 due to family reasons, but shortly after she started, Harvard Law School news director began touting her as the first woman of color to be given tenure at the institution. So she has completely taken advantage of this. Right? 1996 spokesperson Chimura identifies Warren as a Native American professor in Harvard Crimson. 97, in the Fordham Law Review, Chimura charts Warren as Harvard's law's first woman of color. Warren going along with this the whole time. 1998. So I have mistakenly said Warren took a scholarship spot away at Harvard from a woman of a Native American. And I've said that on the show, and you're right, I was incorrect. So I will revise that statement. Warren took a teaching spot away from an actual Native American woman. I'll make that clarification. My fault. I'll gladly clarify that. That's my fault. I thought this meant she had been lying since she got a scholarship. I was incorrect. So here's the correct information. In a letter to the New York Times, said the law school had appointed 8 women, including a Native American. 3 days later, the Crimson reiterated that Harvard Law School has only one tenured minority woman, Gottlieb professor Elizabeth Warren, who is Native American. 1999, Harvard begins publishing its affirmative action plan on its website and lists a single Native American professor. Public reports continue to list a single Native American professor at the school intermittently until 2011. 86 to 2011. The U.S. Department of Labor requires large employers like Harvard to collect diversity statistics annually based on public reporting. It is likely that Harvard reported Warren as a minority of the United States government during her time. Look at the timeline history from law school's own website. It lists many minority achievements, such as first female president in Harvard Law School, the first black president at Harvard Law Review, Barack Obama, the first woman dean, Elena Kagan. But the school is noticeably silent on something so publicly doubted for decades, the first tenured female minority law school professor. Weird, because they now realize it was faked. They should be screaming about this on the corporate media, and they're not. Did Harvard Law avoid legal actions and potential damages payable to minorities by falsely reporting to the U.S. Department of Labor that it hired a tenured woman of color? Did other people of color lose an opportunity for advancement because Warren was classified as Native American woman? These questions have not been asked or answered. It is time to hear from Harvard and why this was the first tenured woman of color at the law school. Is this going to ruffle the feathers of Warren supporters? If this bothers you, then this should bother you to not want to vote for Liz Warren. If you're mad at me for reading this, then you're like a Clinton or Trump supporter who can't hear the truth. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. So I'm sorry, man. If you don't like hearing this, boo hoo. Boo hoo. I'm gonna write this right now. Scholarship. There it is. Boom. Yeah, the other thing too, someone's talking about, you haven't gotten to her lying about her leaving her teaching job and getting fired for being pregnant. She's lied about that at every term. Yeah. Oh man, this guy's, yeah, I don't agree. Yeah. Yeah, this guy's just trying to cause problems. So I don't know. Maybe we got to drop the B on this dummy, huh? A couple of dummies. Yeah. Yeah. I guess we got an idiot on our hands. I guess we got an idiot on our hands. All right. Yeah, let's talk about how Bernie won't. 599 watching, 288 likes. Please hit the like button. We need the likes to match. Yeah. I haven't been able to look at this. CNN on answering questions about the Iowa caucus vote is disgusting. Yeah, of course. We go through some of these guys. Yeah, I need a new moderator. Sorry when I go talking. Yeah, we just. Pete is a robot. I agree. This is a great point. We need to be supporters, not worshipers. There are a couple things I disagree with Tulsi on and a number of issues I have with Bernie, but they are my two top picks. Yeah, absolutely. That's like, we don't offend Warren support. No. When people have legitimate criticism, and there's a difference between a legitimate criticism and a smear, right? Like calling us Tulsi an Assad apologist. That's a ridiculous smear. Saying her single player plus is not that as good as Bernie's Medicare for All, and that she, might be in favor of torture or something like that. Those are legitimate criticisms. That's a legitimate criticism. And people that follow, the person you follow and support, you should be very critical of them. I was really disappointed when they quoted Nina Turner and Bernie went, "My good friend Joe Biden." I was like, oh man, stop saying that. I don't know what it's. I guess it's a calculated thing that Bernie just doesn't want to be antagonistic at all in this year. I don't know what. And so his like, Nina, you and everybody, you go on the attack on the shows, and I'll be all nice in the primary. In the debates. I don't know. I don't agree with that. When he talks about Putin, and I mean, he brings up Putin and what they're doing in China. The problem I have with any criticisms of Putin or the Chinese prime minister is like, yeah, okay, they're doing bad things, but we won't acknowledge the bad things that we're doing. That's the problem I have. And, you know, all this talk about impeachment, these things bother me. And so, but it is important to be critical of Bernie. If Bernie becomes the president and starts moving to the center, then all of us have to scream really loudly. We can't let that happen. So it's like, you have to be, yeah, Warren lied about losing a job for pregnancy. It's like, you have to be, no, I don't think there's Elizabeth Warren supporters in this chat. They were just on Twitter getting all pissy. Yeah, Warren lied. Yeah, exactly. It's like all this stuff is insane, man. She seems like a pathological liar. All right, keep it polite. I know. I'm so tired. I agree with you too. It's such a great point. And Biden just said he's going to do shitty and is. Yeah, it's just insane, man. I'm just so tired of this. Like, why do we have to be? Why do we Bernie supporters? Why do we always have to concede and play nice? All we've done, and it's because he's a really nice guy. Everyone who works in his campaign, he's just super nice. It's why he doesn't want to go too much on the offensive. And it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, that was nice when they said, "Is Bernie a nice guy?" And they're all just being super nice with each other. And I don't get a lot of that stuff. But all right, let's answer some super chats, everybody. Fan of fanfics. As someone from Minnesota, Shaving Knuckles for Justice, cringed so hard at Klobuchar's Palin moment of seeing Canada from her porch. Literally only me and other. It's just like, I see Canada for, like, she's trying so hard to get a soundbite. Like, it's like, that's what she's like. All I have is these like boring centrist. We need moderate policy. Like, it's so astounding to me. You know, at the top of the thing, they were trying to say, well, Bernie, your democratic socialism, you know, Trump's going to go after that. And I wish he would have said what he said last April on the Fox News town hall, when a young woman stood up and said, socialism, we're worried. And he said, there's the difference between my democratic socialism, which helps people, which is just the same policies they have in Western Europe. It's what I'm talking about is not the same as like Stalin era, you know, Soviet Union communism. Like, it's not the same thing. And he gave a decent answer, but I wish he would just like, I think he's just like, I'm going to say the same thing over and over and over. I'm in the lead. We're going to win. I've got a good ground team. I don't know. He was a little more feisty like 6 months ago. And I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if there's just, they're getting polling numbers and reactions from people on the campaign trail saying, we don't want any more fighting and contention. The country's divided enough with this impeachment, and Trump, all he does is divide us. So Bernie's just like, I'm going to run. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be the unifier. I'm going to, you know, I don't know. And maybe it's because, and this is a valid point, you know, we're all in sort of, everyone that pays attention like this, we're all sort of in a little bit of a, you know, a progressive indie media bubble. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm too much in a progressive indie media bubble to know that like Bernie's strategy maybe is a very good one. I'm not sure. 712 people watching, 424 likes. Boom, hit the like button. All right. There we go. Some trolls. Just make sure. I gotta find a moderator. ABC immediately pivoted to Amy had her best night, of course. Yeah. It's insane. Hit the like button, everybody. Ron Placone and I are doing Progressive Comedy Tour in Tucson, Arizona tomorrow night. Get tickets at grahamelwood.com. And then Sunday night, we're doing the Jimmy Dore Show in Tempe Improv, which is great. And then February 29th, we're in San Francisco. Get your tickets for Progressive Comedy Tour. Bernie should fire advisors. Yeah, I just wonder who some of the people are. They got to be like deliberately subversive or something like that. Yeah, I'll read the super chats. Don't worry. Here we go. George Allen, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. You and everyone's Twitter tonight was better than debates. Thanks. It's just another boring debate, man. Like, you know, I mean, Bernie's the only one saying, and they do the same crap. How's Bernie going to pay for his Medicare for all? Like, he's already explained it like 1,000 times. And then ABC cuts to a commercial from a pharmaceutical company. Like, it's nuts. George Wint, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Hey, Graham. Sad that so many people can't distinguish a real human like Bernie from the rest of the robots. Pete is a Terminator 2-1000, for instance. See, Pete seems evil, dude. He's like, we really saw it in Iowa. We really saw it. That night he gave that, like every candidate gave speeches that night in Iowa because they were all leaving for New Hampshire, right? And they all said, you know, we're looking good or whatever. And Bernie said, things are looking pretty good. We don't know what the final outcome is, but things are good. We're going on to New Hampshire. Pete gave a speech that we shocked the world. And I did that video on that Medium article from, I believe her name is it Veronica Persimmon? Anyway, I think her Twitter is like @FeelTheBurn or something like that, showing how they concocted this whole Iowa caucus scam. It wasn't some bumbling accident. It was deliberate. And he's just been handpicked. I mean, we're really seeing now, Iowa really showed us, Wine Cave Pete he's the deep state's pick. He's the intelligence community's pick, for sure. They're not too worried about the other ones except for Bernie and Tulsi because they know they can sway. Like if Liz or anyone else were to become president, they'd get him on board immediately. They'd get him on, they would just buckle. Liz Warren would just buckle wherever she can. Biden has already been, you know, he helped Obama bomb the crap out of the Middle East, so they know that he played ball. Andrew Dwyer, boom. Was Bernie too easy on Pete? I hope you say no. No, Bernie went after Pete. It was good. He brought up the billionaire thing. The thing that was disappointing about that, and I think Bernie he didn't call Warren out. He didn't say, Liz, maybe you forgot. I don't take any money from billionaires either. In fact, you take money from 6 billionaires. I wish he would do that, but I think after the last thing, I think my guess, this is just my guess, that because they keep trying to draw Bernie into these ugly fights, and he knows the corporate media will take the side of whatever corporate Democrat is fighting with him. I think because when he argued head to head with Hillary so much, they really went after him hard. And so maybe he's backing off, or he's just waiting until the field gets thinned out to start. I don't know what, but like and I think because of what Warren did and everything was so much made of her not shaking his hand, that he's just like taking the high ground, which I don't know if that's the right move or not. I don't know. If he's just like, well, I'm not going to, because if he called Warren, but he should have. I don't understand why he didn't go, sorry. When she said, Amy and I, and Bernie laughed and shook his head and the audience laughed. Like, I don't know why he didn't say, excuse me, Liz, you were wrong. I don't take money from billionaires either. He just said, I don't take corporate money, and I've gotten 1.5 million people to give me over $5 million. And Pete's taken 40 million billionaire money. It's almost like Bernie knows Warren's done. And so he's just like, Nice try. Anyway, and then goes after Pete, who's his main competition. That's my guess. It's hard to say. Ricky Williams, shaving knuckles for justice. Bernie should add to his argument that we subsidize the lower cost for other countries. They negotiate lower for their citizens, and drug companies know they can charge whatever here to recoup profits. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. He should bring that up. That's also what current Medicare does. Current Medicare system negotiates for you if you use Medicare. Negotiates with the hospital, it negotiates with the pharmaceutical, it negotiates with everything. And that's the thing that might help, I think, is what you're talking about here. 747 people watching, 521 likes. Boom, hit the like button. Yeah, Tom Stair does. Stair is looking for a place in Bernie's cabinet. And I think Andrew Yang is going to start looking for a place in Bernie's cabinet soon, because they're going to have to, those guys are going to run out of money and have to suspend their campaign soon. Right. Yeah, this is a great point, Dax. Bernie should have said, if a billionaire gave me money, I return it, which is the truth. A billionaire did give him a check for $470 and he returned it. Yeah. Stayer. I call him Stayer. Tom Stayer. Stayer, I guess is the correct pronunciation. Met a black lady from South Bend today. She can't believe he has any support. He was a failure as a mayor. Well, that's part of the thing. And again, that video I put out shows how this surge, Pete Buttigieg is surging. It's not legitimate. And what you're telling me supports that. I did a video 6 months ago. There was somebody, a black dude in the black community goes, I've never seen the man. He goes, I've never seen the dude, referring to Pete coming into his neighborhood when he was mayor. Pete Buttigieg is so manufactured by the deep state. This is so manufactured that, like, that's the intelligence community went, we're picking this guy. Afghan vet, gay, and we'll play this small town kid out of nowhere. That speech shows you that he gave the night of the Iowa caucus, claiming victory, shows you it explained what their strategy is going to be. I can't believe it. Look what you guys have done. The people wanted this. That's the angle they're playing. So he's been taking money from billionaires. He's been working with Mark Zuckerberg. I've done numerous videos on this. It's really Iowa really exposed the, like, oh, this is the deep state's plan. This is who they want. The corporate establishment has tried to push Kamala and Robert Francis O'Rourke and everybody else. But the deep state, the intelligence community, the permanent state, they want Mayor Pete. Former Navy intelligence officer, they want. I put former in quotes. That's who they want. So we're seeing their strategy unfold. Yeah, they are trying to cheat Bernie Sanders again. Yeah, Stayer was Bernie's #1 fan on stage tonight, and Biden echoes of, go vote for Bernie then. Vote for somebody else. Yeah, that's what he keeps saying. George Allen, thanks again, George. Yeah, that was an oddball, Graham, a CIA plant. Yeah, for sure. Tisha T, what's up, Tisha? Warren doesn't get to claim being Native American. I'm Native American with an enrollment number, lived on a reservation, and survived on sea rations, canned food, and powdered milk. I'm insulted. Absolutely. And say that on social media. Go out. I mean, if you haven't already, but, like, point that out. I don't know if you're on Twitter, but, like, some guy's coming after me. It's just like, point it out.